Hey everybody, I am Stan Miles. This is the Hodge, Chris Kreitzer, and this is Dravin's Den. I apologize for the late start. It's been a very interesting time trying to figure out sound. Chris, you know a lot about sound not working the way you want it to work.
Oh yes, and it wasn't working. It blew my mind. I didn't know what was wrong, but it wasn't the mute on the laptop. So that's a good
No, it wouldn't. He's talking about the time he hit the mute on the laptop.
Which I don't remember because I was in the kitchen.
You were possessed.
I was. I am, and Halloween's coming up. Oh gosh.
We have a great show for you tonight. As you noticed, we kind of did a couple of different things with the studio here. We have Dravin got bigger. I started feeding him puppy chow. He's probably a little old for puppy chow, but hey, that's the secret. The secret is feed the older dog puppy chow and he gets bigger. So, but if you remember that scene in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, was it 1 or 2? It was 1 or 2. Rick Moranis, which would be that guy, and then the dog behind him. Yeah, did I do it? Did I do it? Okay. Anyway, so, all right. So great show for you tonight. Our first guest tonight is going to be Joni Kanazawa. She is the Xena Princess Warrior. Xena Warrior Princess? Is it Princess Warrior or Warrior Princess? Xena Warrior Princess of Ellie's Elves, Pink Heels. I'm sure she does a whole lot more than just what I know of. After that, we have the largest garden gnome on planet Earth. I love this guy. His name is Shan Man. Shan Man Sullivan. He is going to be here tonight on the couch, actually, talking about some of the charities that he works with and some of the things he does with his 23-inch beard. Okay, ladies, don't get. I see your eyes. I see your eyes. Stop it. All right. And then later on, hopefully, that our delay did not cause too much trouble. We will have the director of Gene. I keep getting mixed up with Gene and Gene Project. It's Gene Project on YouTube, but the show is actually called Gene. It is this new sci-fi series directed by Rico Miggins, and is being shot right here in Fredericksburg. And there's rumor that I might be on it. Well, as long as he's still there and didn't get too upset that we're a half an hour late. Right. So, Chris.
Yes.
Hodge. Whatever the hell your name is. So, what happened this week, man? Like, what's going on in Fredericksburg? Because all I do is work and what is that?
Where I had my stuff was going on.
Which is?
The teleprompter broke.
Johnny Carson didn't have a phone.
Right, but I'm not Johnny Carson.
You look like him.
Oh, man. Well,
anyway.
actually, what?
Boom. Oh, sorry, that was Bob. All right, what?
Well, not that much. I can tell you this. It's more like things that are not going on. The Colonial Tavern had to close down after Tuesday due to COVID concerns. Not saying anybody there got anything, but they're not going to reopen until everyone comes back with negative tests.
Terry closed down.
She has before.
Really?
Terry's cool. Yeah.
Well, I know Terry's cool. I've probably known her.
Oh, okay.
I've known her half your life, Chris.
Yeah,
Hi, Terry. But you're not watching this.
So I did look for this stuff. So therefore, the Thursday night thing they had tonight, the Electric Blues Jam is returning next month on the 28th. And the shows for this weekend are to be rescheduled. They don't know when, but they're not happening. And they will let you know as soon as they do on Facebook and everywhere else when they're going to reopen. Just waiting on everybody's negative tests to come back. You know, because they're concerned about their staff and about the community and the customers and patrons and me. I don't know. Not big.
You know what? Before I started this whole thing, I swore to you there was 2 things I was not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm not going to talk about code. He can talk about it all he wants.
Sure.
I ain't talking about it.
The only thing I got is right now is because nobody seemed to want to tell me anything right away. The big secret was spirits. You know, you go there, you drink. That's what goes on. They have DJs on the weekends around 9:30 to 10, Friday, Saturday on the top floor.
How about happy endings? What about Timmy? Timmy!
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up, guy? He's there. You can find people there drinking. It's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name, right?
Yeah.
That was actually the joke about Spirits at the beginning. Like they don't do many activities. It's just you go there and you drink and they have the pool tables and the cornhole.
There's cornhole and Spirits?
Does he do that at happy endings too?
I haven't seen it. I don't think he has the room for it. But anyway, okay, moving on.
Right. I'll try better next week.
Okay, no, he's fine. No, everybody give a round of applause for Hodge. No, he's awesome.
Right.
There's a really big mouse somewhere. We have a talking garden though.
I mean, yes.
But he could also be a Viking warrior, Scottish Viking.
Shameless plug for the community. Next Saturday, next week, October 2nd, is the Troll Market from 11 to 5, downtown ND. What do we call that? Market Square? Behind where Bourbon Room was?
Yeah.
Where they do the first Fridays. They've been shut down. And I heard, at least right now, they're not allowed to have anything to do with the bar if they reopen, whoever opens it.
But we all know who owned it.
Right. And he's been told he can't do that, from what I understand. Right. As
Really?
of right now, various issues, with certain unruly people that come through there.
What?
As far as it comes through anywhere. So.
Oh, we are definitely having a sidebar conversation about that one.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. So we have a great show for you tonight, and obviously you've seen that it's completely different. We're starting to do this in more of a talk show. Yes, we have the two captains, Captain James T. Kirk and Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Will be joining us tonight right there on the wall.
Otherwise known as TJ Hooker and Charles Xavier.
Stuck to.
Hey Chris, what? Shut up. Okay.
Okay. Anyway. No, I actually got him talking. So I almost don't want to stop him. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss. What's her name again?
Oh man, you serious?
Sorry, Joni, had to do it.
Xena, Warrior Princess?
Miss Xena, Warrior Princess, Joni Kanazawa. Play it, Sam.
Hi, Chick-fil-A Cal. My name is Joni Kanazawa. We moved here to Fredericksburg, and I didn't know many people, and got sick with cancer. The people that came to our aid and to our rescue were amazing. Since I've gone into remission, I've actually tried to pay it forward.
It's not about her. It's always about what can I do for somebody else.
My son was diagnosed with cancer, and we were living in a domestic violence shelter. Joni reached out to me to find out how she could help our family.
If I see somebody hurting, tired, scared, broke, in need, I want to fix it.
She just finds a way to just make miracles happen. She's done so much for my family.
So many people have been touched by you, and we just felt like this was the least we could do.
Every time we go to Chick-fil-A, she's always, grab me more Chick-fil-A sauce.
Chick-fil-A sauce! To see that the sauce was actually created here in Fredericksburg. I thought, how cool, I was in the right place.
She doesn't look for people to thank her. She does it because it's just the kindness of her heart.
She's so used to giving herself to everybody else. I think it surprises her to see that everybody is coming out for her.
I get so much more back than I give.
All right, Joni had no idea that I had pulled that out of the archives. Hi, Joni. Oh yeah, Joni has a little bit of delay. She has a little bit of delay, ladies and gentlemen. She lives in like way mid white oak. So yeah, there's a couple of trees in the way. Sorry. Hi.
Couple of trees, a large creek.
Yeah, a couple of cows. Is it now? But the big question is.
No, technically it's now it's.
Uh-oh. Okay. I'm
What's
sorry.
your question is what, Stan? I missed the whole question.
Come on, Stan.
I know there's such a delay going on, and there's like the
I know.
software manager important message of it. Okay, it just went away. Okay. All right. So my biggest question for you, Joni, do you sleep?
Very rarely, but I love to sleep. I love to. I only get a few hours in.
Yeah. I mean, between your lovely daughter Windsor and your awesome husband Dane, you know, I can imagine, you know, I know you don't like the spotlight to be on you. But how do you balance everything that you pull together, you know, and still have the home life? And I mean, you know, even when the house you're sitting in, you know, you and Dane and I spent a day there helping out a little bit, and some other folks came along and they helped out. How do you, I can't find enough hours in a day to work a full-time job, do a podcast, and pet my dog. So, you know, and you can tell he's very upset.
Yeah.
You know, so
I petted him. He's all right. I took care of him.
So, I mean, how do you do this?
I'm still trying to learn the art of balance. It's really hard, but I do have a supportive family, which is always a great thing. But the nonprofit Elves, we have amazing volunteers, and we're stronger when we work together, and they help maintain what little of my sanity is left, which is always a positive.
Right.
But it is a hard balance to try to maintain that, you know, even keel between everything. We do have a farm. Since you've been here, Stan, we now have pigs, chickens, dogs, rabbits, and cats. Yeah. So it's a little bit to juggle, but it really, that all of the things at the house actually help me balance too and maintain kind of roots. Whenever something stresses me out with helping family, something troubles me that I can't fix, because, you know, I'm a fixer. Those being on the farm, it definitely actually, you know, helps me stay grounded.
Well, okay, because that's, you know, I've known you for what, 5 years or so, ever since you were on Barbara Gustafson's, I've always had a hard time saying her name, Empowered Leaders That Empower Others.
That's
You
been
remember
about
that?
8 years ago, I believe.
Oh God, it can't be that long.
I do.
But you know, I've seen the things that you've gone through since then, but you went through so much between Georgia and Virginia, you know. So I guess my question is, how did you go from ice cream man to being like a superhero? You know, when you're a little kid, you're in the neighborhood.
I don't remember being that. Well, if you're referring to childhood.
Yes.
I think I've always been a little. I've always been always a little bit of a fixer. Always, my parents always raised us to do what we can in the community to help out. In small ways here and there, I tried to use whatever could, whether in school, in the pageant system, and as a volunteer at the platform. But you don't know what it's like. I help people all day long until I was the one that needed help. And whenever you're from Georgia, it certainly gave me a brand new perspective on life, because I had never really been in the other person's shoes. And when our family was struggling, whenever I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the community rallied around us and people that didn't know us, that really, for not but for my entire family. And I think that truly changed. It took what my parents taught me from a small child and giving back to the community, but then it made a great deal of perspective, because truly what it was like to not want to ask for help. We had all of our ducks in a row. I had a great job. I had a great job in Atlanta before we moved, and my then the rug is pulled out from underneath you, and you don't get it till you get it. And whenever we got that cancer diagnosis, it really made me see things from a different viewpoint, and putting all those together has really become, helped me lead Ellie's Elves, our nonprofit, and help other families facing, again, an unforeseen crisis. Families that really think doing what they can to, keep their families together and study and learn and work hard and play hard. But then something like a cancer diagnosis or a fire sneaks up on them out of nowhere. And that's where we come in. And it really, me going through it and my family going through it, it really allowed me to see things from that perspective.
Well, Joni, I can't say enough about how, again, known you for a few years, and, I help out where I can, but for the most part, I just sit back and I don't know how to put that, but anyway, I am proud of you, for what it's worth. Some guy you didn't know until he started sticking a camera in your face. I'm very proud of you. And I know you hate a camera in your face. You hated it from the first time I met you. Every time, like even at the Color Rush 5K, and I'm like, okay, let me get you and Elizabeth there to do a little spot. You're like, I think I hear my mom calling. You're like trying to run away. But the entire point of this show is to inspire people who don't think they can do it. And, you are a very good example of someone that had no idea back when she was winning and say, you won a Georgia pageant one time. What was that? And how old were you?
You had to go there.
Oh, you bet your butt I had to go there.
In '97, I won the Miss Georgia Peach pageant, scholarship pageant, and there's also a competition, a cooking competition in South Georgia, and so I won the Miss Barbecue City USA pageant. I'm representing all things Southern. I'm okay with that.
I swear, every time I hear that, I think of Dukes of Hazzard and old Daisy Duke walking across, hitting the best barbecue, went in the pageant at Boar's Head. But I mean, that didn't happen in Georgia. Anyway, you just need a white Jeep, okay? Just get the white Jeep and a couple of cousins with a really cool orange car, and you'd be set. But anyway, Joni, you're more than welcome to hang out and watch your buddy here, which he hasn't said too much. Actually, let me throw this in there. You and our next guest, Shannon Shan Man Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Shannon Shan Man Sullivan. I know he popped out of nowhere.
Thank
you.
I'm
now,
sneaky, very sneaky.
Yes, he did. He snuck through the window, actually.
You gotta be careful. Scared me.
So, but yeah, so Joni, you and Shan Man have worked together on projects. And when I met him, we were both working on the Whoville for Ryan Mott.
That's right.
That's when we first met.
Yeah.
And I believe, weren't you the Grinch or something?
Yes, I was.
He was the Grinch.
Yes, I was.
Joni, could you, before we go, I don't even know what time it is. And, Rico, if you're watching, man, I'm so sorry this is so late, but you know how show business goes. So the whole Ryan Mott's thing, it was extremely inspirational. It was extremely tragic. But I gotta say, from my personal standpoint, that was the first time I physically witnessed people from Stafford County, from different walks of life, coming together and performing a last wish miracle. And I was so honored that you asked me to be a part of that. I mean, and I went out and I got friends to help, and I mean, there's multiple parts about that I'm speechless with. I mean, Santa Claus shows up in a cherry red convertible Mustang. The Grinch shows up in a Lamborghini. I mean, you guys remember that? Yeah.
Yep.
It's cool.
We had two Grinches. We had Shan and Tom Byerly. So it was amazing to have such amazing sport. And I never got a ride in the Lamborghini, but it was I was actually talking about Ryan Mott today, one of our volunteers, and how he, like little Ellie Blaine, who we created Ellie's Elves named after, little Ryan battled DP, which is cancer in his brain, and he really inspired a lot of people. And you said there was some really neat people from all over the county area that came out, and we literally built Whoville from the ground up, from scraps of wood and things that had in there and leftover paint. And I have never been so creative with making a Grinch green paint in my entire life. But in the love that was shown to support little Ryan and his family, when he, giving a celebration, and there's so much that they're going through when you're facing an unforeseen crisis, like Ryan cancer. We want it to bit here and there and do what we can to help them kind of have a vacation if you can, a little bit of adding to those happy. And I'm so grateful for all of the people in Stafford County that came out, and beyond Stafford County, who came out to support Ellie's Elves and to support little Ryan. We even had people from all over the world sending him ornaments to add to his Christmas tree. It was really see how we may all be different. Yeah. We may all be different and have different viewpoints, but the one thing that we can agree on is helping a family when they're struggling. And like Ellie and like Ryan, and like so many of these other amazing kids and families in our lives, they've been able to help out a little bit. I think we get more back than we give to them. So I appreciate y'all coming together for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. It's without a second thought, you know, everybody should do what they can. So, Joni, there is so much more I would love to talk to you about. And so I want to get you back on the show later on. But for right now, let's close this out. What does Ellie's Elves have coming up? What future events can we look for? I don't know if you're still doing the Color Rush or not, because I know it's a big event. So tell us what's in the future for Ellie's Elves.
Beth and I took a hiatus from the Color Rush. We did it for 5 years and raised over $40,000 for the local pediatric mission that's named after Ellie. It was taking, and she balances with her family as well. So we stepped back from right now, but we are doing little things here and there. Every year we have a huge Christmas program. So if any follow us on Facebook, and it's hashtag or it's Princess Elves, and we will start posting things and needs that we have. That again with unforeseen. We work with the local social workers and school counselors, and then other local families that we've met on one that could really truly grateful for any and every little thing, because they normally wouldn't ever ask for help. So we will put those requests up on the Facebook page. We also have, if anybody's available this Saturday, we're actually going to have a sale. The Eagles Lodge for Fredericksburg, and so amazing. I have a German Shepherd that just walked into the room to say about that. They wanted to come see Dravin.
He's sleeping in the
this
garage.
Saturday. The Eagles is.
Yeah, I figured with all this activity he would be in here, but he's not. Where's he at?
He's out on the porch.
Oh,
He was sleeping.
pardon me.
Oh, sorry.
You keep talking, Joni.
He jumps up there and takes over there. Hey, he's sleeping. He's gonna go wake him up. Wait a minute.
This Saturday, the
Come on, bud.
Ellie's Elves has been chosen to be their charity, their nonprofit for the year. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Amazing that Renee Sullivan, who is the Madam State, she is actually right in what is in creeks and everything else. And they are doing lots of fundraisers for Ellie's Elves this year. So this Saturday, we're actually going to be out on Belle Plains Road. It's 192 Belle Plains. So y'all come see us. It's going to be 8 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, having a big yard sale, a lot of fun, and just come out and meet. And it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to get some funds going for Christmas. And then we also have a calendar coming up. And no, I'm not in it. I don't think there's any pictures involved. But the amazing Downtown Dolls have just really come together for us. And they have worked so diligently to put together hi, Dravin, a calendar that's going to go on sale. I believe it's being launched on October 24th. On October 24th, at Billiken Smokehouse, we'll have a launch party. He's so happy. He wants to see those Downtown Dolls. That's what it is.
Well, my question is, why haven't you volunteered to be a downtown doll?
In all my spare time.
Oh, that's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. Yes.
I might have to partner with Kitty. Yeah, I may have to partner with Kitty and some of the girls to make me an honorary doll from time to time. But they have been so great between the Downtown Dolls and the Eagles. They've really come. I mean, at a time when with COVID kind of hit and made everybody look at fundraising differently, supporting differently, and they have really stepped up and helped out in new and creative ways, which is all that we can do right now. So it's neat. Instead of everybody kind of hiding in their own little bubble, everybody's thinking outside the box in ways to help their community. So we're so grateful.
Well, I definitely wish you, more than all the luck in the world. What you do is phenomenal. I know there's a lot of.
It's not just me.
I know, no. But hear me out. There, for every individual who has, what's the word, Chris? What's the word? Who has gone through the situation? Yeah, for who has gone through the situation, and they still find that strength to help others. That's phenomenal. And so, Joni, thank you so much. You're an extreme inspiration for a lot of people. You're not only an inspiration for people that have survived such a situation. You're an inspiration for people who had no idea what it's like going through that situation. So, Joni, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, your chair's still in the living room. Oh, sorry. Side note, guys. Side note. Total table talk there. Yeah, your chair's still in the living room.
He was going to fix a chair for me for Ellie's Elves, but
I can't. I have to admit, I'm going to fail on that one.
Never could is what my grandmother used to say. Can't, never could, Sam.
Okay, we're going to talk about that later, like off camera. But anyway, moving on. So, Joni, again, thank you. And we will, Shan Man and myself and Chris, you guys have never met. So I'm sure at any point in time, whatever we can do, and we will do what we can do. So
thank you so much for all the support.
Thanks, Joni.
All right, love. Next up, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, love. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting more into Liz. So anyway,
There you go.
that was Dravin. That's why this is a podcast and not Johnny Carson.
Yes.
Because Johnny's actually, it probably would have happened on Johnny Carson.
You never know.
So anyway, next up, we're going to be talking about Shannon, the Shan Man Sullivan. And how long is your beard right now? I saw 23 on the internet, but
It varies anywhere from, sometimes it varies from 21 to you can get up to 25. Probably 22, 23 right now.
So you're still at 23, pretty much.
Yeah, for
average.
the most part, yeah.
Okay, roger,
Yeah.
roger. All right, well, we have a little video that I managed to get from Kitty from Downtown Dolls. Thank you so much, Kitty, for doing that. By the end of this conversation, you might want to do the same thing. Play it, Sam.
Hi guys and dolls, I'm Candy Bum Sweets with the Downtown Dolls in Fredericksburg. I'm here with Belladonna and Shan the Man. And we are raising money for our CASA, which is Rappahannock Council Against Sexual Assault. They help our local community against sexual violence, and so we are doing a pie-a-thon to help give back to that organization. So you can see us on Saturday the 24th, that's this Saturday at 11 a.m. You can pie a doll of your choice to help us raise more money and reach that next year. So we thank you, Shannon, for being here today to get a pie in the mail.
You got it.
Keep donating. Keep donating. Get us there. Ready? 3. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. Keep donating and sending us that money. We'll see you Saturday. Downtown Dolls. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
That was fun. That was the second year in a row I've done that. So I'm becoming pretty good at it.
You're coming, dude, you're becoming a pie target. So if anybody out there really feels like throwing a pie in someone's face, just donate $29.99 to his favorite charity, and his face is like fully a target. So, yeah, just randomly walk down the street, hand them $29.99, and just smack him in the face with a pie.
Yeah.
Shannon, man, you do a lot of great work for the community. I know you do beer competitions, which we'll get to in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But my biggest, yes, I have notes. Shut your mouth. No, that's different notes. Wait. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was given a script. Chris, I would like to read the script.
What?
Well, Chris doesn't talk a lot, so I want him to read the script. Let Chris read the script.
Which part?
Just from the beginning and read it loudly.
Please welcome. We already welcomed him.
Well, do it again.
Please welcome Shannon Sullivan.
Horns up.
Right. He's been involved in raising money for a long list of charities, including the Michael Mosier,
I guess.
Defeat
DIPG.
Thank you.
Maybe I should read that.
The SPCA and the Color Rush 5K for pediatric brain cancer. I got it now.
Okay.
He's kicked butt in 20 of 25 beer competitions. I can believe that, including 11 first place finishes, and is currently placed 7th in the best Alaskan Whaler beers. Really?
Yes.
Alaskan Whaler beers, if you didn't hear me.
That's right. That's what it is when you don't have a mustache.
So actually, when was the last time you did that?
Never.
Who's on here? You're appearing on the Gordon Ramsay show?
Yeah, it was on.
Here in past tense. I'm sorry.
Yeah, last year was on the.
No, you got to throw over the shoulder. That's the Johnny Carson.
It was on an episode of Gordon Ramsay's 24 Hours to Hell and Back.
Okay.
Which was a surreal experience. I was actually one of the quote unquote decoys for Gordon Ramsay to get into the building, because he dressed up in a different disguise and things like that. And if he was to go in there by himself, everyone's going to notice who he is. So myself and Rock Harper, the winner of Hell's Kitchen Season 3, and actually Brandy Parrish, one of the Downtown Dolls. We were the
Shout out to Brandy.
We were the experts. And while we were in there looking over the kitchen, we had a hidden microphones on us, and we were looking over the whole restaurant. That's when Gordon Ramsay sneaks in with a friend, and they're dressed up in a Revolutionary War outfit with prosthetics on his face and everything. So they didn't really notice who he was. And we came back and sat down, and he stands up out of nowhere and takes his fake nose and everything off, and he's like, "This is the worst restaurant I've ever seen in my life." And man, it goes from there, and it was amazing because they totally redid the entire restaurant in 24 hours overnight. Gutted the place, brought everything in, and made it a brand new, completely new restaurant.
And that restaurant was?
It was originally called Seafarers, but
Right.
they changed the name when they did all the construction and everything. They changed it. Is now known as Halterman's Eatery, and that's in Manquin, Virginia, which is probably, I guess, maybe 20 miles outside of Richmond.
Now hold up.
Uh-huh.
I thought Gordon Ramsay did the makeover in Tappahannock.
He did.
And I thought that's the one you
He
and Brandy
did, but
were.
I have something very interesting to add to that.
Okay.
Originally, it all started, a friend of mine said that that worked downtown Fredericksburg, said that she had a producer in her restaurant that was looking for people that wanted to be on a major network TV show. That's all she could say. So I texted her, and she texted me back and said, yes, we'd love to have you in a background scene, like a dinner scene, with our episode that's coming up Monday, which was supposed to be Lowry's in Tappahannock.
That's what I was.
But the night before, I sent her a picture of myself. I said, I've got a long beard and everything. I want to know if I'm going to be okay for your dinner scene. Just checking everything.
Well, yeah,
out.
it's not like you're going to see his bow tie.
Right? So she messages me back and she's like, actually, I really like your look. And we have a bigger role for you on a different episode that we're filming 2 days later, if you would like to do that instead. And I said, sure. And that's how it all came to be. So
you and Brandy weren't actually at Lowry's. You guys
we were at a totally different episode, totally everything.
Hey, that tells you how much I pay attention.
I didn't even know that Brandy was going to be there. I'm sitting there. I got in there. She walks through the door. We're 50 miles away.
Yeah.
And we're like,
hey,
what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
How you doing?
And
hey, you got to do the box. How you doing? So it was a surreal experience. I mean, it really was, because at the time I didn't find out until like the day before that it was a Gordon Ramsay show. I figured it was just a random, one of these cable cooking shows and stuff like that. Something like that guy Stan Miles might do.
Well, Stan B. Miles.
No, we don't use that name anymore. We don't talk about Stan B. Miles.
All right. But so yeah, it was, I found out the day before because someone had said that Gordon Ramsay was in the area.
Yeah.
And then I put two and two together and I was like, well, we're going on the show on Fox on prime time, 9 p.m. across the country with the Mac Daddy of them all, Mr. Chef himself, Gordon Ramsay. So, he really cares about these restaurants and stuff. I know he comes off a little, hard-headed and little rough to some people, but that's kind of like a tough love thing. Because behind the scenes he's a really good guy and he really cares about these people. So we filmed the first day, then the next day they literally in 24 hours completely redid the place, and we came back, ate at the new place, had a nice T-bone steak, which is one of the best I've ever had in my life. If you've seen the show, you'll get that. But it was just an amazing experience, and I was very grateful and to be able to do that. So that was pretty amazing. So yeah.
Well, Shan, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Joni.
Mm-hmm.
You do a lot of charity events and everything,
right?
How did you get from being a thumb-sucking 4-year-old to having to being someone that started the charity event, beard challenge. What is the name of it again?
The what?
Your beard challenge.
Oh, the beard competition?
Yeah, your Fredericksburg beard competition.
Well, that one's called Beards in the Berg.
That's it. Beards in the Berg. So how did you go from being a thumb sucking 4-year-old to doing Beards in the Berg?
It's very organic, very happenstance. You know, I've had it. I've always had a little bit of facial hair for probably at least 20 years or more. It used to just be small. And
now I've seen
Sure.
you've posted,
yeah,
you know, younger pictures like you and your mom and
Yeah.
everything. And I wish I had thought of that, because I'd have sent it to Eric and we'd shown that with you and Tiny Garden though.
Yeah.
But
you know, I used to have long hair on my head, and one day I cut that off, and it kind of migrated down to my chin. You know,
did the seeds fall off and it just kind of
some of them, and it just they sprouted down here. So basically, I want to say about, what was it, 2013. You know, I'm just sitting around doing my thing, and somebody tells me, a friend of mine tells me that there's a beard competition up in Stafford. And I'm like, a beard competition? Oh, I'm like, you got a pretty nice beard. Why don't you go up there? I was like, all right. So I talked to my neighbor Donnie. We didn't have anything else to do, so we went up there. Ended up winning first place. Ended up being filmed on MTV.
hold on, back up. Now, and I say back up because MTV has had nothing to brag about since like 1989.
Well, yeah.
So, you know, 40 years of MTV. Thank you for like 4 years of music videos.
Right. You know, I do miss the music.
So if we can throw some positivity on MTV.
Yeah.
So you were on MTV.
Well, I had my little cameo, but I was filmed for a bunch of stuff on there, but I only made one little cameo. So,
okay.
But it was on one of the True Life episodes.
Okay.
And they had a local guy who was a beardsman that was having the show filmed about him and his wife. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how it came to be. And that was filmed. And then I found out while I was there that there's a whole community around the United States of bearded guys and, you know, and different things like that that use their beards to help raise money and help people through their facial hair. And which was, I didn't have any idea about that. And from then on, my life has changed from it, because, you know, I started getting appreciated for who I was already. I liked helping people, and it's exploded ever since. I mean, I've had the opportunity to work with so many different charities because of my beard, which is kind of crazy. Mm. But it kind of, from then on, we used to have a local club around here that's not together anymore, but we started doing a lot of different types of charity work and things like that. And then I went to beard competitions, you know, around, you know, different states and things like that, because every competition, you 100% of the proceeds go to a charity. So you go up there and you have the dog and pony show, and you show your beard out, you know, hopefully you win a trophy, and the money is all raised. It goes to a different charity for, you know, depending on what event it is. So it kind of blossomed from there. And I kept, you know, even after, you know, the club folded, I kind of went out on my own and have continued to do the things, kind of like, kind of by myself, but I always have a lot of help from, different people and things like that. So, I started doing everything under my Shan Man's Beard Wisdom page, which kind of started growing here and there. And it's like I said, it's happened organically, which I like,
Well, tell us, like, what time is it?
Tell us what time it is.
Yeah, tell us what time it is.
9:30.
About 9:30.
9:30. Okay. I'm pretty
Actually,
sure. I'm pretty sure Rico has. If he hasn't dialed in yet, then he's probably not going to. Rico, if you're there, dial in now. So because Chewy. Okay, Ratatouille. Rico. All right. No, and I'm not trying to shut Shan Man up. I'm just trying to keep things on track, and I don't have my phone here, and I feel really out of date because back in my day, we didn't have to rely on phones. We just kind of had everything organized.
I have actually an interesting little tidbit concerning considering our
if you start telling secrets about me, man, you're out that window.
It concerns our first guest, Joni.
Yeah. Don't be telling tales on her either.
Which is
she will kick your ass.
This is very cool.
Bleep that out, Eric.
My sister, she lives down in Georgia. Okay. And one day, I guess she was perusing Facebook and saw something, and I don't know exactly how it went, but her neighbor in Georgia is Joni's best friend.
No kidding.
And we didn't know anything about any of that. Her next door neighbor is literally Joni's best friend.
Nice.
And not knowing anything, happened to see my picture, I guess, helping out with a Ellie's Elves thing, and they were like, "What?" Yeah, she lives next door,
Hey, small world, man.
Which is kind of, I think, it's kind of meant to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life works in mysterious ways.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty cool. With Beard Wisdom, there you go. But yeah, it's kind of been a wild ride. It's kind of crazy. I even have my own stickers, which a buddy of mine from Brian McGuire from Illusions Wraps one day about
I knew he was going to mention this, and I knew I'd forget about it. So
about 5 years ago, he came and one of the beard competitions I helped put on. Brian was going to be a sponsor, and when it went to pick up the sponsorship money, and he throws down this big pack of stickers on the table. And I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "It's you." He's like, "I thought that, maybe these would be kind of cool. Maybe somebody would, put it on the refrigerator or something someday." And he thought it'd be kind of cool to have your own stickers. And man, that was one of the coolest things, man. And I've sent out over 600 of those to many different states, even Canada, Alaska. My sticker was actually on the Barrett Jackson car auto auction on the History Channel last week. Due to my friend Joey Sullivan, he sold his truck down there, and he put one of my stickers on there, and they were sitting there looking around the truck, and there I am. So it was kind of neat, small things like that. But I've been, very fortunate to help a lot of people, a lot of different charities, from the Grace Auten Foundation, the SPCA, Love for Lilybug. There's so many of them, I had to write them down. So I'm not ashamed. Ellie's Elves, of course, Families of the Wounded, Mary Washington Cancer Center, Fredericksburg Food Bank, Girl Scouts, Manarch Thrift Store, Salvation Army, Rally for Allie, and a bunch of other things here.
You
So-
have definitely, and that's what I was trying to get to like 30 minutes ago was, I'm kidding. But the fact that, you did something as natural as growing a beard. Now,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys, y'all know I don't grow beards. I'm like 5 o'clock shadow guy. If I get a goatee, you're lucky. All right. But no, it takes time. And I'll tell you what, just growing this has taught me a lot more about patience than I ever learned babysitting a 5-year-old. Okay. So yeah, that takes patience. Or 2-year-old, sorry. Yeah, 2-year-old. But anyway, the facial hair construction from 0 to 90 is, you get like these weird little things floating off, and you're like, you don't want to be plucking eyebrows, but you're plucking your beard. There's like beard waxes, beard conditioners, beard this, beard that. And next thing you know, you're looking back and you're thinking, you're like, back in 1984, my mother used to use all these hair products, to stiffen the hair and use the Aquanet and all that kind of stuff. And now it's 2021 and we're using all this crap for our beards.
Yes, and that's a good segue into my beard sponsor.
Oh, hell, here we go.
I'd like to give a shout out to Dodge City for Men. They're a local company around here that supplies me with my own products and things like that keeps my beard nice and crispy clean. And I'm very proud to, be a part of their program and
that
everything
was so
like that.
shameless.
So it was perfect, man. Good segue. But if you want some great hair care or beard care products and everything, check out Dodge City for Men.
You could have given me a little forewarning on that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, but I could have like posted like a freaking video or something.
Well, can't think of everything.
Oh,
But
geez.
yeah. So, and I've been a part of a couple different companies before, and this one, they really look out for their customers and their brand ambassadors and things like that. So, like I said, they're from Fredericksburg, so check them out. Dodge City for Men.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely apologize that we had a lot of technical difficulties leading in, but I do not see Rico on the screen. But hey, Eric, if you would do me a favor, go ahead and play the Gene trailer. This is directed by Rico Mickens. Has a lot of great actors into it. I will tell you after the video plays, I will tell you who stars in it. What Rico has done. He's an extraordinary director. He really is. Yeah, again, I apologize. Hey, it's a podcast. It's my 4th episode. You know what? Feel bad for me. Don't feel bad for me. Crap happens.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I think there's something you should know. The people Dr. Frazier and Dr. Lozado worked for were very dangerous people.
Mr. President, are you sure? We may not be prepared for the outcome.
There is classified information that only 2 people know about. I think that's the reason people are getting killed.
Detectives, the FBI are here to see you.
I heard your program was ready for testing.
No!
Just bring me the information that you have. I'll bring in another shadow.
Well, Senator, I don't answer to you. That's why there's a chain of command.
Dr. Frazier confided in me about the gene sequence he had been working on.
Now, why would the FBI be interested in our crime scene?
I don't think you understand. We'll do the testing.
We have the second and third floor.
I'd like to know what the doctor created. It seems to be getting everybody killed.
Is she still alive?
For now.
In the meantime, do what you have to do to get back on the project. Remember, your family is counting on you.
So you don't just have a homicide on your hands, but a high-profile murder.
Anna, don't! Anna! Sit down, let's talk
You
about this.
cannot. They will kill my family.
Anna, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. Come on, Anna.
Episode 2 will be actually broadcast in December, if I'm not mistaken. So that was Gene, directed by Rico Mickens. He's a 2021 winner for Best Director, Producer, Director, and Writer in the DMV area. Those that don't know what DMV means, because quite frankly, I didn't know what the hell it meant. It's District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. Oh, you knew that.
Yes.
Why the hell did you tell me?
You never asked.
Well, yeah, good point. All right. So he has also had credits for 2015's Street Arsenal 2, 2017's Hot Boys, 2018's Runners 2, and most recently Gene. Starring I'm sorry, Keith, I gotta put you first. You're my buddy. You know, we've acted together. Keith Scott, he was actually in House of Cards. He was also in 2016's Oscar-nominated Loving. You know, you could have told me that. But anyway, moving. So, Lauren Lee as Directive Zoe. She was also in Runner 2. Veta Lowe as Detective Daniels. I am so sorry. To Live and Die in DC. She was also in that. We also have Donna Sibley, Sharon Tolliver, and Rose Venning, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. So, we also have Chris Wargo, winner of Best Supporting Actor in Which Line Are You In? You can find all of them on IMDb. Now, I honestly wish Rico was on right now because so many questions I'd like to ask. I'd love to get to know the director of the show I pretty much just got fired from. But hey, you know, tech problems happen and you just have to move on. It's okay to take a knee in the face of adversity, but it's not okay to take both. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to give a round of applause in your own private little rooms to Joni Kanazawa, Shannon, Shan Man, Sullivan,
Round of applause.
Chris the Hodge Kreutzer, and Dravin, who showed himself for a little bit. But hey, there he is.
This guy.
There he is.
All right.
And the host. I love
Well,
Dravin.
Rico, if you're still watching, maybe, possibly, probably not. My apologies.
And thanks to Stan.
Stan, the man. Not B Miles. Miles.
Yeah, not B Miles. No,
Stan,
okay.
No, it's Stan. I can run for miles and miles and miles.
Oh, that's you. Holy crap.
You like that?
Okay, yeah, okay. Laugh it up, guys. This is your chance.
Laugh it up, furball.
Yeah, laugh it up, furball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for probably not watching for the last hour, but you will watch some of it. And this is the new set. I will try to fix all the sound problems that made us late to begin with. And thank you, and thank Chris. Damn it.
Chris, damn it. Thank you.
Chris, damn it. Yeah, thank you, Chris, damn it. And thank you, Eric Cluxon of XXB.
Yes.
You know what? The F and the X, it just sounds too much like sex. FXBG Public Radio. Go to FXBGPublicRadio.com for all of your streaming needs and your studio needs and any other need you want. Okay, he might argue with that point. Anyway, it's been great. Next week, we have horror author. Horror. I can never say that word. I've never known to say that word correctly.
I'm not trying to say the other one.
Say it.
Author.
No, not that. Use
Horror.
Author.
Like
Horror.
Like King and
Author.
Barker. Horror.
Horror.
Author.
Author.
Right. Go ahead. Who is it? Horror.
James.
Just James.
It
just
See,
goes by
that was
James.
pop quiz.
Like Madonna,
I didn't know.
Prince, James.
That was the whole pop
right.
quiz.
Right.
You guys really have not been following posts, have you?
Pop quiz. Hot
I just got out of jail.
James Knoll
Oh,
is
yes,
an
I did.
extraordinary author.
Yes, he is.
He has written many, many books. You know what? Once upon a time, a long time ago, I can still remember. You're not singing.
The day that music died.
Well, no. The day that James did my sound.
When we started singing.
Bye, bye, Dravin Skin's going goodbye. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Okay. All right, guys. Anyway, next week we have April Birch. She does a very, very extraordinary charity. We also have James Knoll, who is a beautiful, wonderful author, an awesome sound tech, and was a teacher. Yes. So great show coming up next week. Tune in. And thank you for bearing with me. I know I have so many freaking issues with the technology, not me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Bye
Take care. Take us out, Sam.